Hello everyone, Jess Frank coming to you with another backyard golf lesson stimulus for everyone out there and those golfers who've gotten back to playing since this Wednesday in South Florida, which is very exciting. And I've been teaching as well over at Deer Creek Golf Club. The range and the golf course are in phenomenal condition. So if you haven't done so already, grab a tee time over there if you can. I know it's been sold out. But I wanted to continue backyard golf lessons. Have gotten, over the last 6 weeks, have gotten some great comments, and I really appreciate everyone watching. And so as we go back to playing golf again here in South Florida, I wanted to talk to you about a huge influence on my teaching has been the stack and tilt swing and the fundamentals of golf, broken down by Stack and Tilt and Andy Plummer and Mike Bennett and the whole network, which has such a big influence on golf instruction throughout the world. And I wanted to go over the 3 fundamentals that Stack and Tilt basically has in their system, and something that I strongly believe in and that can really simplify your golf swing and help you play the best golf possible. And in Stack and Tilt, basically the 3 fundamentals of Stack and Tilt are hitting the ground in the same place every time. They're hitting the ball, then the turf. So many people, that's fundamental number 1, so many people hit the ground first, then the ball. And so many people are told to keep their head down, and so many different things that ruin their game. And so if you really simplify it into that, number 1 fundamental in golf, hit the ball, hit the ball, then the turf. So if you can hit the ground in the same spot every time with your irons, bottom out with your driver in the same spot every single time. Not that you're going to be hitting the ground with your driver, but as long as you can bottom out in the same spot every time, make solid contact, super important. So fundamental number 2 for the Stack and Tilt is definitely distance, having the proper distance to play the game. Now, you don't have to have the PGA Tour distance, but you just need the distance to play competent golf and be able to play. So creating as much distance as you can is super important. And number 3 is direction. So you got to have those 3 fundamentals. And there's a couple things that really break that down. And I'm going to go kind of one by one throughout the 10 words as Andy Plummer, Mike Bennett, Stack and Tilt like to talk about. And the first thing that I find that I see on my lesson tee is that most players have the weight too much on their back foot. So when they're swinging, they shift to their back foot and leave the weight on their back foot, and then they hit the ground before the ball. So number 1 fundamental in golf, again, is hitting the ground after the ball. So you're hitting ball, then turf, and so many people miss that. So if you can just put a little bit more weight on your front foot, that's going to help you tremendously. So that, and keeping it there as you turn and go through the ball. So that's super important. Number 2, and I'm going to do this here, is that you want to get your shoulder down. And what they mean by that is taking the left shoulder and turning it down to the ground. And that's super important because most people, when they swing the golf club, they turn level, lift their arms up, and they lose a lot of power. So those are 2 things that we can start off with by weight forward and then shoulder down. And I know those are 2 things that can help you. And not only shoulder down in your backswing, but also in your downswing, the shoulder's going to go underneath your chin. Okay, so that's really important for the forwards, weight forward and shoulder down. So also the shoulder down helps you do is keep you very centered in your swing. Most people move way too far to their right foot when they're turning. They turn level, they move too far to their right foot, and then they hit the ground first. So these are 4 words that you can use to execute fundamental number 1 of the Stack and Tilt swing. And that really goes for any swing, that if you want to hit the ball first, you have to have the weight forward to hit the ball, then the turf. So that's the PGA Tour always talks about the statistics and where the weight is on the front foot, not on the back foot when you're coming in impact. Because what happens is at the bottom of the swing, hits the ground before the ball, and you're swinging up on it, you hit it thin, not very solid. So again, what I like to see, shoulder down, weight forward, and that's going to be able to hit the ball more solid. So again, super important. The stack and tilt swing is basically what majority, if not all, the highest level players do. They all have number one in common, is that they all hit the ball in the turf. And if you look on the driving range, for most players, if they just focused on that only fundamental of making small swings, hitting the ground in the same spot and going slowly in the beginning, so they're still making a small swing slowly. They don't have to go all the way around and make a big, big swing. If they want to improve quickly, you start small and slow to a little faster, a little faster, a little faster, until you become, full swing back and forth. So I know this can help your game. And again, appreciate everyone and their support over the last 6 weeks for backyard golf lessons. I've really enjoyed bringing a lot of value and keeping it as lighthearted as possible going forward. And now golf is back open again, so everybody's really happy, and we're doing it step by step. But as long as we can go back on the course, that's awesome. And May 1st, I think there's all the states but 3 states have golf pretty much fully open, except for the restrictions, and social distancing. So again, please leave any comments or questions about your golf game. I'm also doing online golf lessons, so if you're out of state and want me to review your swing, go ahead to my website, jessfrankgolf.com. You can see a lot more videos there. You can also go to my YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button and see a lot of really good golf content there as well. So I hope this helps. Again, I always look at golfers and see what they're doing, and if the fundamental of not hitting the ball first and then the turf, if they can't hit the ball and then the turf every time, that's something that you could work on. Start with small swings, work it up to the big swing, and I know that can help your game. So thanks again for watching, and be sure to see you again soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.